This is a little different subject, I think. I was remembering yesterday that, I think, or the day before, that you said something about art as being, art and science being in one direction out, I think, and as opposed to this search going in. And I make art, and I'm always interested to hear about it. And so I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about what you mean by that, by art being something that is in that outward direction, if I understood that correctly.
Yes. Well, what I meant, it's a generalization, it's not always true, but what I meant was that, for instance, if you're a painter, you may start painting an object or a collection of objects or a landscape. So you start looking out there at nature. You start looking at objects, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into that exploration. The mystic goes the other way. The mystic starts with the question, who am I? And goes apparently this way, apparently inwards, towards the source of the I. So one goes outwards towards the isness of the world, and the other goes inwards towards the amness of the self. And if they both go far enough, although they start in opposite directions, they discover in the end that actually they're just traversing a circle in different directions. And if they go far enough, they end up in the same place. That the isness of the world is the amness of the self. It is the same thing. And the process of art, one way of describing it would be to explore and reveal the isness of the world. That's what Cézanne said about painting. He said that painting is not about copying nature, it is about the realization of one's perceptions.
Yeah, that's what I try to do, yeah. It seems like in going deeper in, I carve stone, and I try to draw out some truth in that material for me. And so in going deeper into that, it also becomes a process of self-discovery.
Yes. So when
it's
you're
kind of a reflection.
When you're carving stone, you want to make an object that when people see it, it conveys to them what you see when you look at nature, when you look at the world, when you look at objects. So if you're carving, if it's a carving, for instance, of a figure, then you want the viewer to see what you are seeing as you are viewing the figure. And the way to view the figure is similar to the way in which we were exploring the body. If you see in a way that is consistent with the understanding that we are speaking of here, then somehow what you make will be infused with that understanding and will deliver that understanding in the viewer. So the viewer will see through your eyes in the way that you see. In the way that, in just the same way, that when we listen to that piece of music by Beethoven, we feel the way he felt. He takes us to the place from which his music was given birth. So his music is like a map that takes us back to the place from which it came.
Yes.
Beethoven is using the most insubstantial in this context means not solid, transparent. So his medium is already the medium of hearing.
Right.
The substance of his art form is already transparent. You can't catch it. You can't. So it's an easier medium. Your medium is more difficult because it's dense, it's solid, and what you're trying to convey in your art is not the density and solidity of your perceptions.
It's not at all, and that creates a huge challenges.
Yes, so that's the particular challenge that you have in relation to your art form, and all artists have specific challenges where they come up against the limitations of their chosen art form, their materials, their processes, and those when you come up against those challenges, it is precisely the struggle that you have to go through those challenges that extracts from you something deeper.
Yeah.
So those challenges are cooperating with the process of bringing out or revealing something deeper in your work. Although they're very frustrating for the artist, they're actually exactly what the artist needs to extract this, to tap into this deeper vein.